Thank you, Professor Tantazzi. That's actually true. I was listening carefully, and I think that this is introducing many of the topics, not all of them, but many of the topics I will want to deal with and touch upon. Many thanks to the organizers, to the Ferrovie dello Stato Italiane. I have been invited by now 3, maybe 4 times to this kind of forum, and I would like to make a very quick snapshot of what has happened to the Ferrovie dello Stato in the last year, and especially what we have in mind of doing. Yesterday and the day before, we talked about the management. Exactly, we discussed what we intend to do in the forthcoming years. Now, what are we? We are a railway organization, just like last year. And ever since last year, 2 tiny things have changed. We sold our commercial business as far as railway stations. So the railway station branch, new as Grandi Stazioni, has been sold to foreign investors. Not the property, but rather the management, only the management. The ownership of property stays in our hands, but the marketing and commercial management has been sold, especially for those who travel high-speed. New shops, new railway stations have been organized, and that was a big change. And we are discussing right now with the Russian railway system for the past 7-8 years. We are trying to introduce similar concepts as well. Now, this is the current trend of FS Italiane Group. We've seen a blue line, which shows a progression, and we've also seen the increase in costs because of legislative changes in terms of energy requirements. We are the first customer or client of Energia Elettrica, energy consumption, which went up, so our cost as well went up. And as you see, we have a significant difference in between the blue and the red curve. And our EBITDA probably is one of the highest in Europe nowadays. There is a tiny comparison with respect to the largest railway system, the CNF. We confront ourselves with more than 40 billion of the Deutsche Bahn and 30 billion represented by the French railways. Our growth rate in the past years was significant, 5% every year. And the most significant case is our EBITDA, meaning how much we earn, what our profits are, and how many points, EBITDA points, we have as far as amortization points we have. And this is accounting for some 23%. Look at that margin, EBITDA margin. We have very few companies worldwide that reach that level of margin. Our business has been strongly capitalized. Heavy investments will have to be recovered since they have been made. And the other different elements that characterizes us is that we still have a very low foreign invoicing or turnover abroad. Now, Italian railways do work abroad, operate abroad. That's true. It's really so. We have 5,000 people in Germany. That's our second railway operator in that country. We've been trying to access other railway markets by providing services, and then we are active and operate with engineering services in the rest of the world. The high speed, the Italian high speed is the cherry on the cake, on the Italian cake, and I believe that this has been held to be the highest and best, the highest level and best level high-speed service worldwide. We have the 1000 Frecciarossa, which will be soon on the market and be traveling at 350 kilometers per hour. At 350 kilometers per hour, we stand the comparison with China. China grew recently in the railway sector, and if they travel 350 kilometers an hour, we can do the same as well. Italy is investing heavily in our own railway corridors. This is the map. And especially look at what is going on from the Brennero downwards. That corridor will require some 30 billion investments, 30 billion euros from the Brennero down to Bari. In the south of Italy, we are investing in the hub of Florence. And there are some investments, important investments from Naples downwards to Reggio Calabria and elsewhere, Messina, Catania, Palermo as well. And as far as other corridors in Italy, there are important investments. This is obviously an interconnected railway network. It's not just existing here, but we are connected with other adjoining and neighboring networks. High-speed trains. Earlier on, we talked about the Moscow-Kazan high-speed rail line. I believe that we've been discussing about that for the 5 past years with the Russian railways. The World Railway Union is also the president of Russian railways, and the worldwide CEO is the managing director of Italian railways. So we have a good relationship. We've entertained good relations for the past 4 years. We expect our CEO to be elected also the president of the railway, the worldwide railway system. And also we have good relations with the Asian counterparts. We have intensive collaboration activities. We discussed a lot about the Moscow-Kazan high-speed rail line. There was also a contract with Chinese railways that are designing and planning the railway line. We are discussing of extending this collaboration, and large projects require political understanding and memorandums of understanding, because otherwise political crises will be damaged and suffering. And in the very moment when we had problems, China, who had the best relationship with Russia, who took the lead. The relations between Italy and Russia are now picking up again. They are at high level. I was attending the Expo when President Puni visited the Expo event. And on that occasion, we talked about the Moscow-Kazan rail line. At the Economic Forum of St. Petersburg, we had new contacts. The new contacts are being established, and the old ones are picking up once again between us and our Russian counterpart. They are very good. They should allow us to implement new operations that could help in an overall manner not only Italian companies and businesses, but also providing a guarantee system, a warranty system. We talk about a project which is exceeding 10 billion euros in terms of value, and which entails a number of implementation years in order to sort of make up for the costs and recover the costs. Now, another perspective, whenever we talk of the Silk Road, we talk about the traffic of goods and circulation of goods from China to Europe and from Europe to China. The Silk Road is actually represented by so many lines, many routes. We are working in order to see 2 big contracts accounting for some 2.5 billions and 5 billions altogether. And there are lots of competitive and competitor corridors and routes. We will have to make advantage, and we will have to have them all, because if we want to have some fruitful activities between China and Europe, which may entail new perspectives, but not only the traffic of goods. The map that you see is the map of the cities. And amongst the cities, we know that there is a movement of people. And there is a possibility of having a Silk Road that allows for the movement of people. That is a high-speed line which is transporting people. The Italian high-speed line is also allowing for the transportation of people. And in between the 2 continents, there is a possibility of connecting other cities, one with another, and for allowing new connectivity. In Brussels this week, there was another summit held between China and Europe, and one of the topics in the agenda was the one of having a one belt, one road. So the participation of China was fundamental. We welcome it. There seems to be an opportunity for reciprocity, so we welcome European businesses in China and in the Euro-Asian continent. I believe that it's important to have a 2-way exchange network. My time, unfortunately, is over. And as I said, we have so many new growth opportunities The railway system is the first investment represented for our investments worldwide, the first sector. And in the forthcoming years, as far as the Italian railways, we envisage new important things. We envisage new investments going from 1 to 4 billions. That's a very important investment, which will increase our turnover. As far as infrastructures, we expect in the next 10 years to invest 94 billion euros. And essentially, Italian infrastructures accounting for 50 billions. 20 billions will be taken from our budget, and so they will be self-financed. And part of the investments will deal with foreign countries. We want to grow abroad. Our percentage is equal to 13% out of a turnover of 13 billions, and we envisage to double that amount, reaching 25%. We need a growth by 4 times. And I think we want to become shareholders also in other contexts. The relationship with Russia is of very great importance. We invested a lot. We invested also in time-consuming activities. And let's hope that we will soon see the results of such kind of activity and progress. Thank you.